Hello everybody, welcome in. Brock the Dealer, Zreekrell, Dundersnuff, welcome in guys. Welcome. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and a wonderful evening. Hope you've had a great weekend. We're going to be putting a mini together today. And I will admit, a lot of this mini is already put together, but that doesn't mean we don't have work to do still. Alright? So we still got plenty to do. Dundersnuff doing French homework. Oh, okay, fun. Good luck with that. Omelette du fromage, you know, and such. I don't know much French, but what's up, Mydra? How you doing? Alright, so I'm ready to just jump right in and show you guys what we got going. I will warn you. My warning is, my camera lens doesn't zoom out far enough to really behold the glory that you are about to see. So I apologize that there will be an initial shock and then a little disappointment, but I will show you guys what we have going here. So let's move on over. Ta-da! No, here we go. All right, so there's Eoraptor, the Terminator Centurion. He's gonna sit right here and watch. This is the tank. There's the front of the tank. No treads. We're doing treads different this time. There we go. We have the Star Destroyer from A New Hope shot on camera, and the turret. John Lockridge, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. Welcome. How you doing, Misfit? Yeah. So, this is Tank. I have a lot of opinions about this model. Yeah, it has almost been 2 years. That is wild. Absolutely wild. Man, thank you so much, John Lockridge. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Excuse me. So, yeah, I grabbed this yesterday, picked it up, and hold on, size comparison here. There we go. Little dude hanging out on the tank, insignificant. You're on Twitch and driving it. Of course you are. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. But yeah, I had this box in my house all day. And finally evening came around. I had time to hobby. I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, you know what? I can't not do it. I can't let this thing sit in a box for a whole day. So I got it out and started assembling it last night. The progress you see here, the entire hull, the turret, you know, all these, some of the accessories, the engine assembly and everything, 2.5 hours. That's it. 2.5 hours of assembly time to get this tank to this point. I'm very impressed. Very impressed with how easy this is to assemble, how well everything fit. Yeah, just like how well everything sits. The layout of the sprues is really nice. This tank is built with the future in mind, in that this is a Fellblade, and there are 2 other variants of this tank in Heresy. One of them is mainly a different turret. The other one is like a centerline weapon called a falchion. But they made this to where they swap out 2 sprues, and basically you have the new tank. So 3 of the sprues they'll have in common with the other tanks, and then 2 sprues for the main hull of the tank will be different depending on the kind of tank that you get. But incredible tank, incredible assembly process. I think I enjoyed assembling this more than just about anything I've assembled recently. So very impressed and very happy. Yeah, this thing is massive. So, and it'll be even more imposing when I get all the treads done and everything. 5 hours of Magic and Gundam, jeez. Yeah, we can't interact with Zen while he's driving. He's going to be typing. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to continue on with the assembly, and the next step on this mini is assembling the sponsons. And the sponsons for this are interesting. I'm going to set this dude off to the size. The size between a Fellblade and a Baneblade, I think they're very similar, Misfit. Yeah, I think the like top-down area the minis take up is almost identical. Excuse me. And I even think that the original Forge World resin kits of these minis were built off the hull of a Baneblade, of the plastic Baneblade. Yeah, Baneblades are in the game. Yeah, and anybody can use Baneblades. Lords of War and Heresy can be used by any faction. So you can bring a Fellblade with a militia army if you want. You know, it's still a Space Marine Fellblade, but you can do that if you so choose. But yeah, there are a dozen variants of Baneblades and Heresy. Yeah, all the classics. All the classics are in there. So, yeah, I think it shared the same plastic mini as the original Baneblade plastic model, and they added a lot of resin bits on it. And now it's just a full resin kit, and it's got its own kind of customizable things. But I have here 3 sprues we're going to worry about. This sprue, there is not an ally chart. No. So this is just the like hatched sprue, the pintle weapons and stuff. This comes with every single vehicle that's in the Heresy. So if I have I think half a dozen of these that are still complete like this, just sitting in my bits box. Like, I'm not going to clip out full sprues, but I have these. So we'll do something with this later. But it's the these 2 sprues are the sponsons. Yeah, so in Heresy 3.0 there's no allies chart. Yeah, they are. Tanks manned by Astartes are different than regular humans, and lore-wise they are different. I'm just saying the model kit was the same, and this is about the same profile as far as like the size and shape. Yeah, for the most part, Astartes super heavies, excuse me, are more points. Oh man, it's been a long day. More points, and they have higher ballistic skill. That's pretty much the difference between an Astartes tank and a Mortal tank. The Mortal tanks normally start on ballistic skill 3, which is like a 4+ to hit. Astartes tanks are ballistic skill 4. And yeah, that's basically it. Alright, instructions. We have 3 choices of weapons. We can do Laser Destroyer, Gravis Heavy Bolter Batteries, or Las Cannon Arrays. My understanding is this is set up to where we can build 2 of the 3 completely. I don't know how magnetizing is going to work with these. I might be able to magnetize them. Actually, if we look at the sprue, I think I am actually able to magnetize them. I don't know if it's worth it. I think, like I said, I have the pieces to make 2 of these. And Shadow Swords Misfit are probably the best anti-tank weapon in the game. Like, efficiency-wise and just straight-up power in their weapons, Shadow Swords are so good. Yeah, you will one-shot just about anything in the game with a Shadow Sword. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so these sponsons, I think what I do, excuse me, ma'am. I think what I do, it's interesting, it's telling me not to glue certain pieces, but that's so you can rotate it. If I had to pick 2 of these, just 2 of these weapons, I'm going to pick the Laser Destroyer and the Gravis Heavy Bolters. My reason for doing that is because these weapons, also, these sponson weapons can go on one other tank, aside from all the other like big super heavies like this. They can go on the Spartan assault vehicles. So if anybody has a Spartan tank, which is like the giant Land Raider, you can put any of these weapons on their sponsons. The Spartan only comes with a las cannon array equipped or like not equipped, but like in the box. So I already have one of these because I have a Spartan. So if I make these two, yes, thank you, Zen, thank you. Keep driving, dude. Just focus on the road. All right. If I make these two, then I have all the options for weapons. And I really like both of these weapons. Actually, the heavy bolter is really cool, but the laser destroyer is really good. And I figure if I'll just make these two, we'll kind of see where we go. But I'll put them all together, and then we'll see where it relates to these little actual pieces that you hook on to the vehicle, and we'll kind of decide from there. But let's get started here. And I think, let's see, that's Q1. Where's this going here? It's all just the same thing, all right? Yeah, because look, I got 1, 2, and there's 3 and 4, so I should Q1 to Q1 to Q1 to. Okay, cool. Let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead and get Wolfen here. I am super excited for it. Yeah. What's going on, Raja? I'm gonna put 4 of these things together. Like I kid you not, like I hope to have this thing completely painted by like the end of next week. Well before that. I am not gonna wait. There's no restraint that happens with this tank. This sprue, this sprue right here is what comes with the Spartan, which is why the other one has the bits that you need, I guess, but the other one is the Fellblade specific sprue. And any Patreon members, just to let you guys know, if you didn't see my post this morning, but the next YouTube video, my next like tactics series video is available, or watch or listen. So it's a long one. But if you want a long, podcast style listen, it's just me talking. And I wasn't checking the time while I was doing it. I just kind of went through my information, got my thoughts out there, and then realized it was like an hour and 10 minutes. So, debating to get it. Picked up 2 boxes of Assault Squad. Oh, that Assault Squad's so good looking. My local store didn't actually have any of the Assault Squad in stock, so I assume they were all spoken for. They had combat forces, and we almost had a debacle when I went to pick it up, because when I called, the person in charge said that they had 1 unspoken for. And I was like, great, I would like to speak for it. And they said, sure. They're like, it's right here. And they're like, it'll be ready for you when you come to pick it up on Saturday. I was like, awesome. All right. So, along with my Tactica, my journal Tactica. So, I went to pick it up, and it was someone else in the store. I was like, hey, I have an order for these 2 things. They're like, okay, let me look you up. I'm like, well, I see you have an order for 2 books. I was like, I don't have 2 books, just the 1 book and a tank, and a big tank. And they're like, well, I don't know, I don't see any big tanks here. And he was like looking through the shelf and didn't see them. He's like, well, there should be one on the in the front. And I was like, nope, there is not one in the front. He's like, oh, that's strange. Okay. He kept looking around, and he finally moved a box, and I saw like on the bottom was a tank sitting there in their reserve area or whatever. I was like, hey, is it that one? Is that one mine? He's like, no. He's like, that one's that's not yours, that's spoken for. And I was like, okay. Yeah, yeah, I was, and I was like, you sure? I was like, because, you know, there's a name on it. He's like, no, there's not a name on it. And finally, I was like, you mind checking again? And he went and looked at it. He's like, oh, yeah, there's a sticky note. Oh, yeah, it's got your name on it. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Good. Crisis averted. Yeah. 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 You know, it's weird when you have the same employees for 30 years. The store runs really well, right? When you cut the benefits for those employees and they quit and then make their own store, it's amazing how the quality of your store goes downhill. And it's almost like those employees that worked in a retail shop for 30 years really, like, you know, did their job well and held the place together. Crazy. And we're gonna spend some time putting some of these sponsons together. I think it'd be fun. If we finish the assembly on this mini before we're done, I had something else I wanted to do. Just kind of like more of a chat thing, but... What have you guys been up to this weekend? Those, let's get Q3 and Q3, okay. There's Q3. There's 4. Almost positive it's these 16 pieces. Yeah, they're numbered different. Okay. Weird. Magic 5 hours, stay 3 hours on Friday. Dang, so you're getting the magic fix in. Good deal. Play new League of Legends card. Dude, you're getting sucked into another card game. Don't do it, man. Yeah, it's literally just piece number 16 here. It's bad? Oh, okay, okay. Work? Lame. Who works weekends? That stinks. So I have a continuation of my HVAC saga. If you guys remember, HVAC company came to clean and kind of inspect our system. That's 11 years old or so. They recommended some repairs, some part replacements, and they quoted me $2,500 for repairs, but then told me that, hey, this is going to start happening more frequently. Most HVACs only last about 10 to 12 years. So, you know, if you want to, you can either keep putting money into this or you can get a new system. I got a quote for a new system. I was quoted $17,000 to install a new system, which, you know, as much as Twitch and YouTube pay me the big bucks, I do not quite have the money to drop $17,000 on a AC that's just as efficient as mine. So, you decided to go the repair route, and thank you actually to the help of Zen and his part lookup wizardry. I ordered the parts that we needed, replaced, And because I'm a chicken and didn't want to do it myself, and my parents were coming into town this week, I asked my dad if he would put the stuff in, or show me how he put the stuff in. Yeah, stopped by yesterday. So the parts in total were about $400 for everything. And so, $400 down, can we save another $2,000 and keep this cheaper than the repair job? And it turns out, yes you can. And it took about half an hour of work. So to swap the necessary parts that were needed, it was about a half an hour of actual work. And yeah, which is just absurd. Crucial Blue, what's going on, man? 25 months. Welcome, man. How you doing, man? And alright, so it was basically just watching my dad swap these pieces out. Oh, sweet, Sen. Thank you, man. Thank you. I am so excited to paint that terrain also. I realized all those parts that were replaced, you just unplug and plug something new in. Like, the wiring is hooked up in a manner that they're just little clips that just like push fit into where they need to go. So, deck stained yard window. Oh, nice. All right. Yeah, you have been telling me this. Yeah, and Zen, I never doubted you. It's not. This isn't like I just thought it was gonna be wrong. I just I don't like messing with electricity unless it's like absolutely necessary. And my dad can build a house from memory, so I don't want to put something like that, like my whole HVAC system, into my hands. So they were coming up. I figured, ask him to do it. He's like, yeah, we're doing, he's helping my brother, was like re-walling a room in his house, basically. It was like a room that had like no insulation in it. And so, ooh, fancy, I'm on the big TV. Nice. Hello, Mayhem and Mini Mayhem, if they can hear from the big TV. But yeah, so it was super simple, and I feel like I got my money's worth out of those parts. The Fellblade, Blue, you want to see it? We're putting the sponsons together on it right now, but I will do my in just a minute. We'll do the New Hope Imperial Star Destroyer flyby on the camera, because this is as far back as my lens will zoom out. I'm so pumped though. I'm gonna start painting this thing by the end of the week. It's gonna take a couple days for clear paint to cure and everything, but we're gonna get this thing going. I'm hoping by tomorrow evening I'll have it all airbrushed, and I could take a day to I have some other minis to get started on Tuesday. Let's see, Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday we start painting it. All right, here we go. So these are the sponson pieces we're starting to put together, so that's good. All right, Star Destroyer flyby. You ready? This is it. Giant tank. They did the like Soviet fuel tanks on the back of the tank, like the T-72 thing. That's a demolisher cannon. If you're familiar with a Vindicator, that is a demolisher cannon. And these are heavy bolters. Little movable heavy bolters, so demolisher cannon. I have Eoraptor chilling at That's a Terminator. You got the sides. What's crazy about this? This is such a well-designed model. I'm really impressed with it. There's the track sides. If anybody of you have assembled like a Heresy tank recently, even the Rhinos are like this. If you've assembled a Rhino and a Sakaran, you can do this thing like almost without instructions. Where I got to this point right here on this tank, I am 90% sure I can do this again with no instructions. It's that simple. Like, it's crazy just how intuitive the kit is. This is 4 pieces. This like opening piece, and then under you'll see there's like each of these tread pieces. Like, this is 1 piece, this is 1 piece, that's 1 piece, this is, and each of these are 4 pieces. You just put the 2 halves together, they slot in. It's like a slot system that it just fits, and they like latch in and they go, and there's no like wobble or anything to them. They just latch in. This bottom is 1, 2, and then there's like this 3rd plate where this whole grill piece glues into, and that's 3 pieces in between. The doors are the 2 pieces, they fit in there. The hardest thing, the most difficult thing to figure out if I were doing this without anything, is this engine assembly, because it's, I think each of these are 2 pieces. There's these pieces, the way they fit. But I've assembled, if you've assembled a Sakaran or a Spartan or a Land Raider, you've dealt with this engine assembly. It's exactly the same as all of those. That's it. So it's the exact same of all their other tanks. The turret is really simple. There's like 2 main pieces. There's like the big dome, and there's like this under like cap piece. The barrels came in just 2 halves, 2 double barrel halves. I'm in the process of sanding down. I don't want those seam lines on the barrels like everybody gets, so I gotta clean it up. But yeah, this piece right here was about 10 pieces to get all of this like ammo stowage or something together. But otherwise, this whole process where I got to right here, very easy, incredibly easy. And again, 2.5 hours to get this. Now, the treads would have probably taken me longer. Even then, the treads, I think for each, let's count them here, because I think even the treads are simpler. This is a sprue with the treads on it. Count the treads here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tread pieces per side. That's it. That's literally it. Oh, you don't like Commander? Oh, okay. You didn't win a single game. That's too bad. Okay. And people are serious with Magic. But yeah, I'm going to paint these on sprue, and then I can just clip the sides. I can touch up the sides, and then I can just glue them into the tank. No, I don't play Magic. I do not. But yeah, I have those sprues set aside. Let's see, Q4. All right, we'll get these pieces out. It's not 4 in here. It's actually piece number 3 on these things. No Heart of the Cards. Oh gosh. Don't care for Commander. Yeah, I know people tend to be very much pro or against various types of Commander. Those up. Let's trim these pieces up. So we're building these sponsons. We're gonna build the tank commander and figure out that last sponson, and we're gonna put some accessories on the tanks. I think a searchlight is important. Now, in current Heresy rules, every tank comes with smoke launchers. Just about every tank comes with every Space Marine tank comes with smoke launchers, and you can give it a searchlight. The important difference. You want the arches? Give me the gate. You know the gate piece I'm talking about? I think it's 3 pieces. It's like 2 side pieces. It's the Jurassic Park looking gate. Yeah, what's up, Wandering Picked? What is going on? So, if you choose to equip a tank with a searchlight, then it no longer is able to use its smoke launchers, which give you a reaction called smoke screen. It gives you a save on your vehicles. So you can't use it anymore. But if you have searchlights, it makes it harder for other enemies, especially other tanks, to use their smoke screen. So it's trading offense for defense, and I think honestly I would prefer to ignore the shroud saves of the enemies I'm shooting with the searchlights on this kind of tank than to give myself that reaction. Better. Still coughing a lot. Wanted to see the Fellblade. Yeah. Here, I'll give you the shot. Here, hold on a second. Wandering Picked. Sorry, you're still kind of feeling like crud. Hopefully it's better soon. Right, got those pieces. Here's the shot. Ready. There's all of it. No treads yet. No sponsons yet. But you know, I'm not sure, Zen. And if you hold on 1 second, I was wondering this. Model types. 1 second. We're gonna look it up. I have been going through these books like crazy recently. It's right here. Okay. Wires. Super heavy. Not affected by difficult or dangerous terrain. Always benefits from having remained stationary. Initiate attacks regardless if it moved. Okay. Never counts as if it rushed. Attacks in shooting phase. Does not have. Yes, you can split fire. Yes, Zen. You can absolutely split fire on super heavies. Which makes the little heavy bolters on it really good. But the laser destroyers are great. You'll kill just about any tank you want with the laser destroyers too. So, alright. What I need to do here is we got to put these little things just like this. We'll put 2 on this side, and we'll put... Oh, I think they just go on that side regardless. These are all symmetrical at this point, so that's what we do. Thank you. I'm very excited. Other people in my house aren't sharing the excitement for Big Tank. It's kind of sad. Oh, shoot. All right. It is late for you. Yeah, get some sleep. That's one of the most important things when you're not feeling well. Get good sleep. How many points? 650. Add base point value. So it costs more points than Magnus. So not only will it be the largest mini, or it is the largest mini I own, you can run it in a 3,000 point game. You can run 750 points of Lords of War. So, all right, Blue. Have a good one, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the resub, and yeah, I hope you get some rest. I'll see you soon. Yeah, in a 2,000 point game, I would not be able to run this. It's too expensive. 3,000 points, though, it's fair game. Okay, we got those pieces on, so now let's put these guns together. We're going to start with the laser destroyer, and these are mirrored, aren't they? Are they? 7, 7, 8, and 8. Yeah, okay. 7 and 8. Yeah, just tell me to make 2 of them. And these heresy kits are so good. Yeah, this is probably the best experience I've had assembling a Games Workshop tank. At least in a very long time. I didn't have to use rubber bands to hold anything together. There was 2 points on the Mini where I took time to hold some pieces until the plastic cement set. But that was like a minute or 2, and that was it. So I just had a stream going, so I would just watch the stream. Late here. If you are a Patreon member, I have a video for you to watch. It's a YouTube video if you care to watch my ramblings about Thousand Suns and Heresy 3.0. If you're not a Patreon member, that video goes live tomorrow morning. So I am learning nuances about YouTube videos. So figuring things out with how to release videos and all of that. Okay, we got that. These are laser destroyers, and I have used laser destroyers on the rapier batteries, and they are disgusting. Very powerful anti-tank. Okay, Q9, Q10. Yeah, so yesterday, Saw family, Dad basically swapped out the parts for the heat pump, fixed it up, good time, to the store, got this stuff, got my journal book, so all good, happy miniature day. Today, my family went up to my brother and sister-in-law's house where they're fixing or replacing all these walls in this room, their insulations. They basically knocked out the ceiling and all the walls and are now replacing it after putting insulation in. And with some other updates. They're adding in like rewiring some things. They have like better outlets and recessed lighting in and stuff like that. But I went over there and helped put up drywall. So that was fun. So I haven't spackled things in a while. It's fun to relearn. Not difficult. Just a lot. Okay, let's put these pieces on here. Oh yeah, those fit in really good. That's perfect. That's so much. That's so. Even the rapier batteries aren't set up this well. This is so easily put together. Look at that. Crazy. Again, it's like, look at the instructions once, and then you're good to go. Then you didn't win any games of Magic. Did you win any games of Gundam? Okay, we got that. That's essentially it. All we have to do now is fit them on here. Yeah, so now they just fit on the sponsons. And this is where I decide if I want to magnetize or not. Because there's other things I have to do, and let's put together the other weapons, and then we'll decide. Let's start with the heavy bolters. I think I don't want to magnetize. I think it's just easier if I don't, and I'm going to be swapping these between the other two tanks anyway. So maybe it's just plate. Yeah, both I played. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, we want 16 and 15. Here we go. My stable brush going 5 different ways after a few seconds. Get it wet. Maybe dried paint up near the ferrule. Those would be my guesses. Second guess. Apparently these blades are sharper and more durable than regular blades, but I'm not seeing it. Okay. One unfortunate thing about this Fellblade, as it is, that my initial thought would be I could just print another turret and I could have a glaive. So a glaive is like a big Volkite gun as a turret, which would be awesome. But it's not that simple because glaives don't have the demolisher cannon on the front. So then it would be like replacing the demolisher cannon, and it already is like an issue that isn't solved by a simple 3D print. It's going to take more effort, which is unfortunate. Okay, bolters. You guys think 2 heavy bolters stacked on each other is a lot? Well, what about 4 heavy bolters stacked on each other? Yeah, always more Dacker. What's up, Real Catsy? How you doing? Yeah, the heavy bolter batteries here have really cool rules too. They don't necessarily put out tons of damage, but the amount of firepower they put out makes people want to put their heads down, and that's really nice, especially on a big tank like a Fellblade, where you can shoot at lots of different targets with everything and not be penalized for it. Spooping Reach just for day stream. Yeah. I figured we wouldn't do that on the Sunday night stream. We'll keep it classy. We'll continue with spooky Halloween lo-fi beats for the weekday streams. Sundays are scary enough as it is. Yeah, that's the truth. Speaking of weekly stream or weekday streams, this week I will not be streaming on Wednesday. The Wednesday stream will not be a thing. We'll still do Hangout, so Patreon Hangout will still happen. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, 4 bolters. No nightmares. Yeah, we already have enough nightmares. You guys have to go to work on Monday. I look forward to Mondays, which is really bad, but okay. So we got this. Heavy bolters. We have our laser destroyers. And now we need to figure out what goes where. I'm not going to magnetize them. Nah, not going to happen. Maybe the next one I'll magnetize. So we need to get a couple things, right? Q5 and Q17. So let's get out Q5 and Q17. There's 17. Oh, hold on, they're different. They're different. What do you get? Get Q5 and Q11. Oh yeah, it has one little cable that goes into it. Okay. Q11 and there's Q5, but let's see what this piece has. that has both as well. These are specifically for these other pieces. I don't know what this single one's for, this Q13, that's a strange one. Wouldn't go to anything I understand here. Okay, I get it, okay. So, let's get the rest of these pieces out, and we'll need the Q17 to go with the bolters. Q11. So you to the side, and we got those two, so we need the top pieces, which are piece number 5. For any turn-based strategy game fans out there, demo versions of Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era went out to some creators. And I was watching a favorite streamer of mine play, and he was going through the game, and it looks amazing, and I plan on getting it and playing it with the painting family. But also, this particular streamer is a big Magic player, and he was using the comparison to Magic for one of the game modes, and it was interesting because they have like a one-on-one, just like one-off battle mode, but he was comparing it to like a Magic like draft system where, you know, like it's like 3 heroes come up and you pick the hero. And then that hero, you level them up, they level up 8 times, and every time you have like 3 skills to choose from. And so you'll pick basically 8 different skills, and you can like specialize into things or make a more generalist. And you could do all that. And then you get like artifacts, like magic items. You can pick 8 magic items, and it gives you 3, and you pick 1. You just keep doing that. And then you get spells, so you choose your spells, and it's among 3, you choose 8 spells. And then you get your units, and you choose 8 different units, and you get to pick among, like 3 of them pop up, you pick 1, 3 of them pop up, you pick 1, and you make an army that way, and then you battle against your opponent. It seemed really interesting. The more like random nature of it seemed really interesting and fun. And the battles themselves take like, 15 minutes maybe at the most, but the whole pick system, the like draft system, is really interesting. Hey Velios, what's going on, man? How you doing? Hey Ben. Okay, got these pieces. Let's fit them in here. Still alive here. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. It's gonna fit right there. That's gonna fit right there. If I were to keep these unglued like they are here, or I would just glue them into here. I could allow this to rotate. I don't think I care that these things turn like this, that it points other ways. What I care about more is that I realized this kind of blast shield on the tank means this connection point is a lot more deeply recessed than it is on other tanks. So I need to make sure I have the space to get this gun in without it causing too much of an issue. So we need to make sure it's pointing out at least a bit. So with that in mind, glue up some stuff here. Anything fun lately, Avelios? Any goodies? Just like that. It's perfect. Set you to the side for now. And we'll do this one. And that one has to go here. I did put that right side up. Okay, good, good. Let's take out our tank. See what angle we need. Looks like a good angle. Here. Cinch down there. For children, Kit Bash primed him, painted snow orcs some more. Nice. Took bits off about 200 sprues, got rid of the gates. Nice. Yep. 30 to D-bit, yeah. I looked out. Painting Wife does all of my bit removals off of the sprues for me. She asked me one day how she can help with things. At that point, I had 2 giant Rubbermaid tubs full of sprues, and I was like, "You can clip all the bits off of these." She was like, "Sure." She's like, "I can do that while I'm just like watching TV or something." And I was like, "Okay, that sounds cool." So she started doing it, and then it turned my 2 Rubbermaid tubs into one like small plastic tote, basically, worth of bits. And she's done that for me ever since. Okay. These ones sit just a little bit wider. But yeah, it's okay. I think that one's good. I think after we put together some the hatch bits, we're going to I'm going to do some sanding and filing. Taking the extras, came in the spare parts box. Yeah. It's just time consuming. I ended up buying her a really nice pair of clippers She asked for. I got her a pair of God Hand clippers to do it. Yeah, Avelios is in another Discord making fun of me, and it apparently just landed him a spot to set up a 30k or next 30k event. So, what you get? Making fun of my precious Donatrix Anonymous. Donatrix Anonyma, I think is what it's called. Okay. Should work. Alright. Sponson's not quite done. I need yeah, Q6 to Q. Okay, what does this guy get? Also gets Q6. 18 Q19. Okay. Avelis, I'm going to tell you the new missions and the new missions in the Forge of Saturn book are incredible looking. They're really cool looking. Okay, we say Q6, Q12. Oh, this is L. Okay, Q6 is the same as L4. Mission was prime for some, so yeah. You know, people want to, if they want to do a kill the Fellblade challenge by only glancing it, I'm down with that. Just don't be mad when I bring my numerologist and I just heal the thing. Right. Q, and then I get Q18 and Q19. All right. Yeah, new missions are great. They're like they're attacker defender. Yeah, no, the Avelios, the Forge of Saturn book ones, I would happily do over any of the core ones. Like they seem like legitimately fun missions. That is a clean sprue, guys. Toss that over there. With French, I think about for a week. Oh no. Yeah, they're attack defense scenarios, and they the attacker starts with like an easier position to grab the objectives, but every turn they have controlling an objective, they move back toward the defender. But then they become worth more points, and the defender can't hold objectives. The defender gets victory points when the attacker has no minis on an objective, on a particular objective. Then the defender scores that objective. Also, the attacker can only score off of one objective a turn. So you have to be putting units on the objectives, but you only score one. And if you're controlling it at the end of your turn, that's when they move back. So they all become harder. Yeah, they all become harder to grab for the attacker, but you have to be holding them or the defender scores points. And the defender, again, does not have to hold the objectives. They can't control they can't score victory points off the objectives. In another variation, or another thing that happens with that is the defender units that normally have line, so your tacticals and your breachers and your despoilers, any variant of line, they get Vanguard 2. So defenders, again, encouraged to kill units on an objective. So then you think about, like, it's a difficult mission for the attacker, because the attackers have to sit on objectives, and you can control the objective with anything, right? Like, you don't have to score. You just pick the one where your tactical's on, you score on that one, and then you just touch all the other ones, right? But the defender has all these ways of scoring, and then the objectives become worth more points, so you do have to move forward and score. I think I'll be trying one out this week. Yeah, so the objective markers are in, you basically divide the board up into, like, was it like 16 or 12? I think it might be 12. No, it was 20. Was it 20 quadrants? Okay, so the very basic one, that's the deployment. The objectives all start here. Attacker's deployment zone. Every time they're captured, I believe it's at the end of the attacker's turn, they move after you score them. They move back if they're controlled, but they become worth another point, an extra point. So they start at 1, they go up to 2, then up to 3. That's how they work, and they move into these quadrants. So it's like a 12, 16 quadrant kind of area, and they're in the middle of those little, I guess it's not a quadrant if there's 16 of them, but 16 like sections. Okay, now we need these there to there. Okay. That piece, yep. It's right where you would expect it to. There we go. Yep, the objectives are actual points, so you know, you still score in the same manner. If you kill a unit on an objective, get the points for it. Yeah, so the issue is, yeah, I see what you're saying, and that's the initial thought, right? Like, I'm only going to stand on 1 because I'm going to give up Vanguard. The difference is that the incentive to hold these points and push them forward is that for every objective, I believe it's at the end of the attacker's turn when the attacker would score points, you can only choose 1 to score on, one that you're scoring as the attacker, that you're controlling. But for every objective that you're not controlling, the defender scores those victory points. Q4. I see how this goes. So you have to be sitting on the objectives or you'll lose, because the defender will literally just outscore you. You know, that's not taking it at kind of like line and everything, but yeah. So it really pushes the attacker to play all of the objectives, but then to really like risk losing a lot of points. Come on. There we go. And I haven't played a game with the battlefield, like strategic assets or whatever they're called. I would like to make some pieces for that, or find some STLs for those. I don't know. There you go. Zen, if you want a money-making opportunity to design some STLs, that's a good one. The little strategic battlefield assets. It's like minefields and stuff. There's like a bunch of specific things. What do they look like? I'll show you. They have, I think they have some pictures. It's in the other journal where they actually outline all the. I see people using like 60 mil bases, like minefields. Belt arrive. Oh, it's my new belt. Not as good as I thought it would. I thought it would be 3 stars. Oh man, what a joke, Goblin. What a joke. How you doing? How you doing, Band of Goblins? That was certainly a joke of all time. Why isn't this one? Oh. Cool. All the power cabling. Looks like everything is where it belongs. Dork Apostle. Yeah, Dork Apostle made some really nice ones. I don't know how he made those. I think they look really cool. Okay, yeah, we did all the things here. Hold on one second, guys. I'll go to my other book. We'll see if I can find some examples of what they have. Alright, so talk about these battlefield assets. Alright, you make asset markers a 40 or 60 mil base. Modeled appropriately, should be clear of what it makes. So there is a disruption emitter. What is this? A Melta minefield, graviton snares, and then this one, yeah, this one has some pictures. So frag mines, frag minefield. This is a contingency device. I'm pretty sure that's just a nuke. It's just a nuke, like a Fallout style nuke sitting in the middle of a town. Forward ammunition drop. That's an asset. That's really cool. Strategic cogitator array. A chair. Computers and stuff. Yeah, that's the ones they have in here. I don't know. I don't think. I don't think they have these in. They don't have any more in this book. The battlefield, yeah, these are just talking about onslaught missions. Yeah, that's it. Just those ones. Yeah, I definitely want to play with the battlefield assets. I'm really interested. Okay, so we want to load this thing down with some weapons. Let's get out our sprue. You know, I'm actually gonna get one more thing. So So give me just a moment, guys. Gotta get some 3D printed bits here. Let's see if I can put a different helmet on a mini. The helmets I got. I would like a more Thousand Suns looking helmet. Too crazy. Pretty good one. Yeah, I think we'll do that one. What's that one look? And we're gonna do the better tuning fork here. A little Thousand Suns head, so we'll set you there. Alright, we are going to put the commander. That's the dude we want. We have the guy with the binoculars. I don't think I have a commander with binoculars. I have a Meltagun commander, but I'm not going to put the Meltagun commander with this guy. We're going to do the other one. Oh, okay, it just wants me to build this guy. Alright, so let's do A27, right? There's no other options for that? No, okay, yep. A29. I wonder if this little dozer blade will fit on the front. I can just put a tiny little dozer blade on it. That'd be pretty funny. All right, 31. 31's like his backpack plugged into the tank, though. So the tank goes down, he's going with it, and then we have his head. That's the initial parts for this guy. Yep, that's right. I haven't seen any creators make STLs for those battlefield assets. And that would be a cool thing to print, even if it's like a base topper. No, Avelios, I have I think 6 of those sprues right there, completely untouched. Just sitting in my bits box. I don't want to break them down into individual bits because they're full sprues. So I have plenty of dozer blades. One more? No, I really don't like dozer blades. Question, Avelios, I don't know if you know the answer to this. Friday nights at the local store really close to you. It's Magic Night. How busy is it? Is there usually room for a table for a game, or is that a no-go? I assume it's too busy for a game, but... glue these little guys together here. Drop Spider-Man, been a bit. Avatars until November. Might be okay, 1 or 2 tables free. Okay. I'll call and ask. I'll see what the store says. Storyplay MCP at? No. I know they're not super busy. That store isn't super busy for Friday Night Magic. Or at least not usually. It depends on releases and stuff, because that's the store that offered us a dedicated night to be Friday for a dedicated Heresy night. Which I would love to do, but I don't live close enough to that store. And to go there on a Friday all the way across town it's just not feasible. Okay, yeah. You got the Saturnine book, nice. Yeah, RTG Velios, yeah. Yeah, we were asking about a weekly night, what would be good, and they told us Friday nights would be best for a tabletop game, which is pretty crazy. Okay, we're gonna wait to put the head on until we get these other pieces on. We need 25, 26, 18, 19, 24, and 2 23s. Okay, not 22. So let's do 18. Five. There's 19. Beautiful. I wish it was more central. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's far from me too. I understand. I feel the same way. I love that store. It is my favorite store in town, but just difficult. 26 is the hand. The sword, yeah. Oh man. If I ever get a Fellblade Strello, I think I would put a Commissar on top and give him a sword. This dude's got to look cool as a cucumber, though. We can't have memes on my Fellblade. yeah. We gotta do the Drive Me Closer. Was that in a Baneblade, or that actual artwork is in a Lehman Russ, right? So I can do that in a Lehman Russ really easy. That's a good tank commander also. Russ with the yeah. Man, I won that Battle Force. That That Solar Ox Battle Force is calling to me. I got way too much to do, but if I get a Battle Force, that's going to be the one. Or 3. Because yeah, you always need more infantry, right? I have 40 infantry, and that's it. I am giving my guy a special helmet, Estrello. He's getting a Thousand Suns helmet, which I guess is the same as all my other Thousand Suns, but maybe a little difficult to see, but a tuning fork and a cool face shield. I was reading an article, interesting article. I can't remember what website it was from. I saved the link, and I can actually link this. I can link this in my Discord or something if you guys want. But it is a story from 2015 about the miniature, the longest time difference between a miniature being announced or shown by GW and it being released. Do you want to take a crack at how long it took? Yes, Estrello, I do have tracking on that, and I'll head out to the P.O. box. I think I'm going to head out there tomorrow and pick it up, so I have a couple things coming tomorrow, so be good. 6 years, 2 years, yeah. Zen is the closest. It's 7 years. 7 years. Miniatures that Games Workshop showed in a White Dwarf. Between when they showed it off for the first time, it was actually the cover of a White Dwarf magazine, and when they released it. And it was in 2008. They showed on the cover of the White... I'll send this article because I thought it was a pretty interesting article, but the cover of a White Dwarf magazine had Eldar jet bikes. Fancy new Eldar jet bikes. And yeah, they showed the Eldar jet bikes. And they talked about, you know, they're being designed and all these things, and they just never came back out again. Where does this go on here? Just like that, okay. And it's funny because I was like all into 40K at that time, and I'm pretty sure I had a White Dwarf subscription around that time, and I do not remember that issue with those Eldar jet bikes. So it's really strange to me. I don't remember that issue, and I wonder if it was like a UK issue of White Dwarf or what. Glue these things together, okay. But yeah, apparently those minis released in Russia around that time, and then just didn't show up the rest of the world for another 7 years. Super heavy tank in plastic. Okay. All honesty, I think the next super heavy tank in plastic is going to be the Stormhammer for the Solar Auxilia. However, if we're talking Fellblade variants, I don't know. It's just a 50-50 between the two. I don't think there's any particular precedent of one thing over the other. I think it's just whatever they decide to release gets released. This kit is set up for both of them. So there's nothing about this kit that's like, man, a glaive would work better with this or not. It's okay. Got binoculars here. Alright, Night Dunder Snuff. It will be a year between teaser and release, like Latara and Transfigured. Yeah, but it's been about 8 months for them. It's not horrible. I was thinking that they would be announced this Sunday. I thought they had a pretty good shot at it, but I do keep track, guys. If you want to see the tracker of minis that Games Workshop has announced that do not have a release date yet, I have a tracker on that. So if you're forgetting, like, man, did they announce that or was that just a rumor? I have a tracking thing in the Gaming and News. It's a pinned comment in that channel, the Gaming News and Rumors. Oh, snaps in. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome, dude. Neo, good morning. Yes, people have there's been word for a while that it was the oh, he looks pretty baller with that helmet. It was a rumor for a while that the Iron Warriors, what's the Graviton hammer guy they released, was the last Forge World resin mini they designed for Heresy. So Latara and Angron, of course, released later because that mini's already out. But yeah, they said that was the last mini designed by the specialist team for Forge World for Heresy resins. So that would mean that Angron and Latara are the last Forge World resin minis to be released. Now I'm actually wondering at this point, I'm wondering if Games Workshop did an oopsie with announcing that, and those minis are just going to be canned, and in the next couple years they'll come out in plastic. Yeah, Primarchs and plastic are absolutely coming. Yeah, that isn't a doubt in my mind. And the current Valrak rumor is a Dorn with multiple weapon options and Vulcan as the first two, and possibly Guilliman, based on a previous rumor he had of a plastic Guilliman coming, thinking it was a 40k mini. But that could very well just be a Heresy mini. Okay. This awesome dude just chilling on top of his giant tank, picking out targets. Next thing, we need to figure out what to do with this. Corax resculpt? Yeah. Plastic Primarchs are coming. They are absolutely coming. I'm waiting for plastic Magnus Transfigured. Oh yes, day one purchase. Day one, anything. Here's what I'm doing, guys. Here's the plan. Oops, sorry, tank. I'm gonna put a Havoc launcher on this little guy. I don't have a Havoc launcher on any of my vehicles, and I'm gonna put this in the other turret spot. So let's put a Havoc launcher on this mini. I've literally never used these bits. And also, it can split fire, so I can fire the Havoc launcher at whatever I want. And you know what? I'm paying 600. Do they pop on? Yeah, I guess they do, don't they? I don't know if I want to pop it on though. I could just pop it on. That's, man. Why you doing that to me, Velios? Yeah, they do friction fit. They do friction fit. Okay, I'll do that, and I'll do a combi weapon or something. A heavy bolter on top or something crazy. We'll do something like that. Alright. Those two parts, I need 47. Just 47. There's 47. New toy. Yep. So, EO, here's the problem. I'm assembling some things. My lens is zoomed out as far as it can be. This is the most you will see of the tank at any given point. It's too big to fit in frame. I can't zoom out more. I have to swap the lens if I want to put this whole thing in. So what I've been doing for people is when they want to see the tank, I do the A New Hope Star Destroyer flyby, where we do this, so you get the view of everything going on. There you go. There you go. We'll just leave frame, never to return. But yeah, this is the tank. Yeah, you really don't have to magnetize them. It's true. Yes. Yep. This mini Eoraptor, the original design on this mini, is I can give you 1,000 suns for scale. I don't have a banana with me, but was actually, it was a resin upgrade kit to a Baneblade tank. So the rear looking like a Baneblade, especially the little like Soviet T-72 fuel canister things going on, like that's definite Baneblade vibes. Their rear engine compartment, I was talking about this earlier. This mini was such an enjoyable experience to assemble, which is not typically the case with Games Workshop vehicles. But if you have assembled a Sikaran or a Land Raider, or in particular a Spartan, or one of those variants, or even like a Predator or a Rhino, then you can pretty much assemble this mini with no instructions. It's the exact same kit as everything else. It's the same pieces that go in the same places in the same order. Like everything happens. It's just like instead of two halves fitting together for each of these like track pieces, it's just 4 pieces, but they all slot together. It's all very obvious where they go. Yeah, it's really nice. All right, we have tank, and I have Eoraptor on tank. So this is the height of Eoraptor here next to said tank. There you go. Alright, Rage, good night. Have a good one. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, it's a big tank. It's a very big tank. If I get this stuff done, I'm going to do a little bit of sanding and things. I got a little bit more I want to do. This will work. This piece fits right on there. This guy, I can tilt it back a little bit. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. It's in there. That doesn't fit anywhere else. What mini did Misfit end up on? It was a Terminator, I believe. One of the Sekhmet Terminators. Right? I don't have all my Thousand Suns with me right now. I'd have to go double check. Alright. We got that. Can we do... Oh, it's the Sakaran that has the heavy bolter pintle mount, isn't it? This one just has the... We can do a combi weapon? I don't think I want a combi weapon. You need to get this hatch, though. Is this the same hatch? I know the actual vehicle itself came with a some hatches, some hatch pieces. The Trench Crusade or the Nurgle Body Horde miniatures. Check out. I did see the Great Hunger minis. I'm not really into Trench Crusade, but I did see the minis though. Glance at it. That's just gonna go right there. And just to get here. Is it this sprue? Yeah, okay. So there's a separate hatch. Is that different? No, they just give you 2 hatches. Okay. They just give you extra hatches. Well, what I'll do... You know what? No, I'm gluing the Havoc in, guys. I'm just gonna glue it in. There's no point in friction fitting a closed hatch and the Havoc launcher. Like, I'll just take the Havoc launcher every game. Hatches for Space Marine? Make it a little wider. Yeah, the Space Marines can't fit through the hatches. Yeah, this guy he's plugged into the tank, but he can't go in the tank, so he's permanently stuck outside the tank. But it just lays there. I know, but it's like extra things to paint. Separate pieces, and I have to put them on like an alligator clip and paint them and... See, but then to take it off, I gotta do that. Alright, whatever. We'll keep that. We'll keep it. This sprue has one more piece, and it's a hatch. That's all that's left. I should have clipped the hatch off that piece. Only ever played skirmish size stuff. Retired Magus. What's up? What's going on? Warcraft killed Tina lately. I've been getting an itch to build some of the cool models and play. I can't play skirmish games. Oh my goodness, Retired Magus. This is the biggest mini I've ever owned. I've been playing these games for almost 25 years. Have never owned something like this. This mini has been absolute pleasure to build, and I'm hoping to get it painted within about 2 weeks. That's the goal. I like how they have little steps on the turret, so when this guy unplugs himself, because he has to crawl at the top, he can't go inside the tank. Gets to actually get some help getting down. Yeah, I paint pretty fast. I also paint a lot. I do this every day, so. kind of cheap. Alright, we're going to set the turret down. Oh, there's other things to build. Hold on. Other things. Last thing I think is the searchlight. Yeah, the searchlight definitely goes on the turret. So let's get the searchlight out. Yeah, I do work from home. I'm a full-time commissioned painter and streamer. So this is what I do. Yeah, that's alright. If you want something painted, let me know. So if I want to paint my own things, I have to paint it fast. Yeah, I have, so I think the next 2 days on stream, I am going to be starting on another commission, and it's going to be assembling some 40k Emperor's Children. And once I get this mini primed and ready to go, which it takes a couple days for everything to cure with my ridiculous paint scheme on these, once all that is good to go, then I'm just going to try to hammer this mini out real quick, and then we'll get to like fully into painting Emperor's Children. We'll try to knock them out in a week or two. Yeah, I do. I've been painting a lot of personal army stuff. Like, yeah, business has been a little slow lately, which is okay. Normally in the summers things slow down a lot, mainly because people aren't doing hobby stuff, but also I work slower with family being home through the summer and everything, so yeah, it's a whole thing, but it's all good. I got some people that keep me busy, and I'm painting fun minis for them. Doesn't even paint the bottom of his tanks. I paint the bottom of my tanks. I don't highlight the bottom of my tanks. This dude, Evelios, 1 a.m., night before a tournament, he's painting tanks, and he's complaining that he's been stuck on 2 hours highlighting the bottoms of the hulls of Lehman Russes. I'm like, what are you doing? His army looks good, though. Okay, so sorry, we gotta put this back on. It'll bug me if I don't. That's true. Doesn't mean you have to do it right then and there. Only deadline I ever had was finishing my 1.0 Heresy Army for 2 games I was going to play with Guerrilla Miniature Gaming. Oh, cool. What did you play with them? Oh, you're Canadian, huh? Canadian, eh? That's cool. That's really cool. Ash seems like a really nice guy. Oh, you drove from Chicago to Canada. Okay, okay. Okay, they put this searchlight all the way back here, and I think I can dig that.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me
Hey,
back
Dervius, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. It's not lined up. Let's line it up. There we go. That's better. Okay. We get that lined up, and then if we put, say, Havoc Launcher in here, then we get a Havoc Launcher, and we can rotate the Havoc Launcher to fire at what we want. We can put statuses on things. Thank you for the follow, Dervius. I hope you're doing well. There's no point in putting smoke launchers on this. Smoke launchers in the rules get replaced by the searchlight. Well, they don't replace them, but if you have a searchlight, you can't use the smoke launchers, so there's no point in having them on. I'm just going to keep the searchlight. I could put a Hunter Killer Missile. I've never put a Hunter Killer Missile on any of my tanks, and I don't think I'm going to start with this one. So I think we're going to be fine with with that, what I'm actually going to do in the last few minutes here, we're gonna sand a little bit. Now, I typically don't do a ton of like sanding, especially like this, but alright, Misfit, have a good one. We're gonna try to smooth out some of these edges, and I can get some finer grit sandpaper tomorrow or before I do this to smooth this out, but we're just trying to reduce these little Is that how you say sleep in Dutch? Sloppin'? Is it called sloppin' or slappin'? Or is that just like auto miscorrect? I don't know. I'm genuinely curious. It's Dutch. Okay, okay. See? It is Dutch, Sam. Laughing at me. Dutch is a funny language. It's okay, though. It's okay. I have yet to meet a Dutch person I didn't like. So. Granted, the only Dutch people I have met have been through this stream, but I have met quite a few people from the Netherlands, and all of them have been nothing but pleasant. Absolute pleasant. Really fine grit sandpaper over this will help that out a bit. And what there's a lot of this like Dutch newspaper from 1945 went viral. What was it? I may have seen this, but I don't remember. So the barrel is the thing that's going to be the big deal. Wait, is that is that literally the title of the article? That's wild. Oh, it's his actual name. Okay, I was like, man, they just called him the Austrian. Okay. Huh. don't Twitch to ban you. I don't think Twitch would ban you for saying that. I don't know if it would censor it, but if it'd come up as like a 18 plus thing. It's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's TikTok that has all the weird, like the craziest censors, right? We gotta do this like upside down here. Using the back of the knife, because it does this job just as well, and you don't ruin your blade really fast. Unless I clip my blade on a piece of plastic and then just snap it anyway. Yeah, it's kind of like an older trick. I don't remember who I learned that from. Yeah, it really does. Works just as well. Maybe you. Are you the YouTuber I learned it from? It's an old Gunpla trick. Okay. I feel like it was like a Duncan Rhodes thing or a Miniac thing at some point. Honestly, it seems like something you'd learn from like a Ninjon video, but he also seems like someone who like does Gunpla. But yeah, maybe it was then. Too many times sanding and varnishes. Yeah. I'll get some fine grit paper here. After all this is said and done, try to go around some of these surfaces. What a great looking mini. It doesn't look like much, and I feel like that's just because of the treads. Like once the treads are all set, this thing's gonna look so good. Right. I think our pieces are set enough here now. I kind of went a little overboard with the sanding when I was doing this earlier before stream started. I was trying to mess with this just to see. Sorry for the horrible scraping noise. I noticed the back of the blade tends to make more of a scraping noise than if you use the front or like the sharp end. Also, yeah, be careful with your thumbs here. Isn't that easier to do before assembly? Yeah, I mean it might. I normally don't like going like really crazy on mold lines on everything. Partly because most of the stuff you'll never see, and you gotta like, you know, determine that. And it's like, am I gonna spend all day messing with mold lines, or am I gonna just put the mini together? I'll go over egregious mold lines. Games Workshop minis don't. Their mold lines are nowhere near as bad as they used to be. Yeah, I definitely don't have that like OCD of like no mold lines or anything, or I go crazy. Like that doesn't get me so bad. So yeah, you just don't worry about it too much. I make sure there's no egregious things. But in this case, these mold lines here, it's not actually a mold line. This is the two halves of the turret coming together, or the gun coming together. And so it's like a seam, right? It's a straight up seam line. Yeah, that and you slab chop a lot. Oh yeah, yeah. 3D print mold models, yeah. Yeah, I did the gunpla trick I learned from Zen on this tank, on this gun here. Which, I put plastic glue. Plastic glue is so good for this. Plastic cement. And I pushed them together. And I pushed them together hard enough to where just a little bit of that melted plastic starts to seep out of the sides. And it fills it, and then you can kind of scrape it away. Yeah, this is good stuff. Alright, let's make sure I'm not stabbing my fingers on the other side. So, one tool I always thought was really useful from GW but never bought was their mold scraper, the mold line scraper. Because once you realize you do it with the back of an X-Acto knife, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, same material and everything. That's just like a thick chunk of unsharpened X-Acto knife, right? Oh, nice. You got the Hierotic circle. Nice. There we go. That's good. This piece here, this front piece, actually was 90 degrees. You put the two halves together and they sit at a 90, like perpendicular. You can see where the mold line is here, or the seam is. Right there on top. You can see that little glare, which I thought was interesting. Adding to some structural integrity. Then you start painting your Night Lord stuff yet? Your Terror Squads and such. You got everything you need, right? I don't need to print anything or pass off anything, right? Oh, yeah, that's fair. Here. I think that's good to go. Let's see. That piece. Angle on that's weird, but I think I got it. Plastic glue is so good. Well guys, hopefully soon I'll be here to painting this mini. Should be a good time. Yeah, this tank shoots from like 6 miles out. Yeah, this is its searchlight. I imagine, so how I always imagine searchlights, and until 3rd edition, this is kind of how they played. They were to help everything else spot the target that your tank is also shooting at. And I imagine, you know, the battlefield engagements that we would be playing are all within like a mile of each other. But even then, a light shining a mile away is a big deal. But I think it was more of like, hey, here's this extra piece of technology to help, or extra piece of equipment to help everybody else see what the tank sees as a threat. But in the current rules, it's very much like a just a bonus for the vehicle that has it. Alright, we got tank with cool commander. Havoc launcher sitting right there. I have the spawns and bolters, which sure we'll put on. Spawns and bolters are super cool. Hey, Space Wolves fan? You gotta be kidding me. What's going on, Space Wolves fan? That's gotta be a troll account. There's no way that's real. Okay. This is a big tank. At one point it was like an arc flood light up. Yeah, to X inches, negate night fighting. Yeah. That'd be cool. Just start I'm not gonna start barking at people. No. I won't. Space Wolves fan. What's going on? Every stream it's the Space Wolf fan coming in. I think that's it, guys. Yeah, we're back to the front after this thing. So get to painting 30,000 Suns Cataphracti. Who is this troll? Who is this? What's going on, Space Wolves fan? How you doing? Who's making alt accounts? Well, hey, Space Wolves fan. You're probably painting them as corpses, aren't you? Corpses for your bases. I have painted one Heresy era Space Wolf, and it is it's a Predator turret with a tank commander sticking out the top of it, dead under my Saturnine Dreadnought. That's my only Space Wolf painting I've done. I'd happily paint some Space Wolves for somebody. I don't mind, especially the Heresy ones. I like the Heresy color scheme for Space Wolves. But you found you're not an alt. That's crazy. That's insane. Do you So you're painting Thousand Sons Cataphractii Terminators. You playing Thousand Sons in Horus Heresy? Yeah, the gray for the Space Wolves is a great color scheme. In Space Wolves fan, if you are playing Thousand Sons in Heresy, you're actually, I assume if you're painting 30 Terminators, I assume you're playing the game. You know, to whatever whatever extent that is. But I actually started a YouTube series, and it's Space Wolves in 40. Man, this is the Daywalker right here. I'm pretty sure Space Wolves fan 13636 is the Daywalker. He plays both. If yeah, do they fight on the shelf? Yeah, that's a good point. If you're interested, I just started a series on YouTube about how to play Thousand Sons in 30K 3rd edition. So keeps them separate. So if you want to hear some like nuance, I probably have like 20-30 videos planned out. The second one is going to be uploaded tomorrow morning, and it's basically just like it starts as the basics. The first video is a general overview. The second video, I'm getting into the Prospering Arcanas and all the like nuances with the Prospering Arcanas. So if you want to hear some like how to play, like how the rules work, how they work, those kind of things, that's what the series is about. It's just me rambling on. You can listen to it like a podcast style. You can follow along with the slides. I have like actual reading that goes with it and stuff. And the second video I have actually someone asked for me to put pictures of my minis in the slides or in the videos, so I started doing like a bonus slide at the end, and so I have a picture of my army at the end there. But this is going to be painted in Thousand Sons colors. I'm a huge Thousand Sons fan, so I should just change my channel name to Thousand Sons fan. Yeah, I did start. You know, I saw his videos. I listened to his video and I saw he was kind of doing that style. I was like, you know what, like, I've been thinking, like, I just wanted an outlet to talk about this stuff and just to be able to like go on with like all my thoughts instead of like typing it in a Discord
let me take just a moment
in a Discord chat or something. Thanks for the follow, Space Wolves fan. Never been happier to have a Space Wolves fan in my on my stream here, so pretty legit. But I saw him make that video and I listened through it and I was like, man, this is pretty good. And I was like, I bet I could do this. I was like, I've been tearing through these rule books so much, like reading through them a ton, and like figuring out all these little nuances with the rules and like how armies play, and like how these little interactions, like willpower checks for units as opposed to willpower checks for
thank you for allowing me back into your home.
For models. They're different, Velios. Did you know that they're different? And thank you for the sub on YouTube right there. I'm wondering if that was you, Space Wolves fan. I didn't quite catch the name. It's kind of a strange name, but thank you for the sub on YouTube. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, whoever did subscribe on YouTube. I appreciate it. Well, I was like, I kind of want an outlet to like talk about this stuff. I'll talk about Heresy all day on stream. Oh, it was you. Oh, sweet Estrella. Thank you. But I'm not talking about the nuances of how the Raptora Arcana works and the rules difference in force with an Arcana weapon as opposed to a normal psychic weapon. Like that's not a discussion for stream, you know. But I'm not talking to my wife about that. She would smother me with a pillow or something at night if I did that. So I wanted an outlet to do that. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn this into a YouTube thing because my wife is not a fan of Warhammer. So if I just started talking about Warhammer rules, I don't think she would care for it very much, is what I'm saying. The painting wife is super chill. It'd be all right. But so yeah, I just kind of took the opportunity. I tried it. I the first video I was kind of learning how to use like Google Slides, and then the second video was taking some suggestions that I got from the video to heart and trying to add those in. And yeah, change it up. And then first video is half an hour, second video is an hour long. So it's, are listening if you're a Thousand Suns player. I figured I could just dedicate to Thousand Suns. I was at the gym one day last week, and I was like, how many ideas can I get down? Because I have ideas in my head. So I started listing ideas, and I listed, I think it was like 26 topics. Some of them requiring like multiple videos for the topics. Like I just put like generic units as a topic, when I could do an entire video, like legitimately do an entire video of like how to use tactical marines in Thousand Suns, or like Terminators, or like stuff like that. Dreadnoughts, can take a totally like dedicated video for like, so I have a lot to talk about, and I have a way to do it that's not like taking up my entire week editing and filming something. It's just me chatting. So, yep, I was inspired. All right, guys. I think we're gonna call it there tonight. I appreciate you coming in, Space Wolves fans. Sorry I'm ending the video now. This is kind of like my later night stream. I do stream weekdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time to 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So I'll stream every weekday. I am not streaming this Wednesday, but otherwise I'm doing 5 days a week still. All 5 weekdays, and then Sunday nights. And again, we're going to be assembling some more models tomorrow. I'm going to try to get this guy airbrushed over the next couple days, get them all prepped to paint through the rest of the week, and we're just going to try to finish him in about a week's worth of painting or something. 2,000 Suns and K Suns, yeah. I'll live for your passion. Thanks for the stream. Yeah. I won't be there. Okay, that's all right, Space Wolves fan. Well, hey, I'll be seeing you on Sundays then, and hopefully you're able to chat, catch some more streams and stuff. Awesome, Estrella. Great to hear. Eo, have a great one. Have a great day at work. Guys, you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see, hopefully, all of you tomorrow morning in about 12 hours. Bye, everybody.